If there's anyone worthy of inheriting the iconic number 10 shirt at Manchester United in the event Marcus Rashford leaves, it's Amad Diallo. His contributions and commitment deserve far more recognition. It's no exaggeration to say that this 2002-born talent has become United's brightest attacking hope this season, and a potential game-changer in their quest for Europa League glory. Amad Diallo is giving Ruben Amorim a headache, but the kind every manager secretly hopes for, a young player hitting peak form at exactly the right moment, just as the whole squad is finding its stride. Had it not been for an early season injury, Diallo might well have been United's MVP this year. That's not a stretch. Just watch how he influences the game every time he steps onto the pitch. The competition for a place in United's starting 11 is fierce right now. Mason Mount is playing his best football since arriving at Old Trafford, scoring 3 goals in his last 2 games. Alejandro Garnacho remains almost undroppable on the left wing, thanks to his explosiveness, direct dribbling, and relentless fighting spirit. And now Amad Diallo has entered the conversation. No longer just a squad option, but a serious contender to start in the Europa League final. United's 4-1 second-leg demolition of Athletic Bilbao in the semi-finals was a message to Amorim. Yes, Mount scored the goal that sealed the result, but it was Diallo's introduction after halftime that truly turned the tide. In just 27 minutes, he assisted Rasmus Højlund, completed every dribble he attempted, had 3 touches in the box, and registered a blocked shot. But the most impressive part? His off-the-ball work, smart pressing, committed defensive support, and winning all 4 of his ground duels, a rare feat for a slender winger like him. More importantly, Amad isn't the kind of player who only shines when the game is already won or the opposition is tired. His true value lies in his ability to change games with skill, operate in tight spaces, hug the touchline while retaining the ball, and stretch defenses with high-speed dribbles. He's the kind of player who shifts the balance of a match, the one that forces opponents to rethink their strategy mid-game. In Amorim's 4-3-3 or 3-4-3 setup, wingers aren't just there to provide width. They must cut inside at the right moments, link up in tight triangles, and even drop back to support the midfield. On that front, Amad offers something Garnacho doesn't: tactical flexibility. Garnacho is direct and electric, but Diallo reads the game with more nuance. This adaptability makes Amad a priceless asset for Amorim, especially when there's no room for error. Having both Amad and Garnacho isn't a dilemma, it's an advantage. Against teams like Tottenham, who press wide areas well and transition quickly, Diallo's tight control and inward runs from the right could be a secret weapon. On the flip side, when United need a quick counter-attack or a burst of pace down the flank, Garnacho remains the go-to option. But right now, Amad is making that decision harder by the day. And let's not forget the power of timing. There's nothing more dangerous than a young player, fresh off an injury, fueled by hunger and eager to prove himself on the biggest stage. That mindset, that fire, it's exactly what can erupt into a match-winning performance when the moment is right. Amad Diallo is quietly rewriting his role in Manchester United's long-term plans, not just as a squad rotation piece, but as a core element in the style of play Amorim is shaping for next season. As the season nears its climax, every decision counts, every inch matters. Amorim may take comfort in his many attacking options, but that luxury comes with a question: who will be the final trump card in San Mamés, with a Champions League spot and yet European silverware on the line? And if Diallo keeps up this form, Amorim might lose some sleep trying to answer that. Because sometimes what wins you a final isn't the player who starts. It's the one you thought would sit on the bench. The one like Amad, who's always ready to do something magical when the moment comes. Diallo's on the bench only because he's just returned from injury, not because he isn't good enough to start. So, what do you think? Should Amad Diallo start in the Europa League final? Amad Diallo might not have started against Brentford or Bilbao, but in less than a half in each game, he made a statement, a bold one. He showed exactly why he deserves a spot in the starting 11. For manager Ruben Amorim, this wasn't just a short-term fix, It was a clear glimpse into the future. With Diogo Dalot sidelined by injury and Mazraoui yet to convince as an attacking threat, Amad has emerged as the ideal solution at wingback, a wild card Amorim had been keeping up his sleeve. And when he was unleashed, he immediately lit up the right flank. 3 shots, 1 key pass, and a breath of fresh air injected into United's attack. His versatility, the ability to cut inside like a number 10 or hug the touchline like a classic winger, gives Amorim's 3-4-3 a dynamic, unpredictable edge. If he keeps this up, Amad could well end the season as United's undisputed first-choice right wing-back. The upcoming Europa League final against Tottenham presents the perfect opportunity to test that theory. United will need width and attacking thrust from both flanks. Deploying Amad at wingback allows Amorim to unlock an extra creative outlet without compromising midfield structure, the kind of bold tweak that often defines European finals. When Amad, Mason Mount, and Luke Shaw came on in the 62nd minute against Bilbao, the game changed. United had been flat, lacking ideas in transition. Within minutes, that trio brought exactly what Amorim needed: cohesion, energy, and moments of brilliance, especially from Amad. It wasn't just his individual flair, it was how seamlessly he combined with top-tier players like Mount and Bruno Fernandes. The 1-2s, the off-ball runs, the way he manipulated space down the right, this is not just a pacey winger. Amad thinks like a playmaker and executes like one. Just 10 minutes after coming on, Shaw clipped a ball forward. Lenny Yoro made a smart dummy run, and Mount turned to rifle it into the net. Then, in the 82nd minute, Amad broke down the right, weaved through 2 defenders, and delivered a perfect low cross for Højlund to slot home for 3-1. It was Champions League quality football, quick, precise, ruthless. After the match, Amorim was full of praise. They changed the game, full credit to the players. He made it clear that Amad wasn't just brought on because Garnacho was tiring, but as a tactical shift to take control. Amad was brought in to change the rhythm. Garnacho was exhausted. My fault for pushing him so hard after Brentford, he admitted. Looking ahead to the final, Diallo could be the key to unlocking Tottenham's vulnerable left flank. With his speed, tight dribbling, and sharp finishing, Amad, typically a right-sided midfielder, is a natural threat to Destiny Udogie, Spurs' aggressive but occasionally exposed left back. Tottenham under Ange Postecoglou love to push high and press hard, but that style comes with risk. This season, they've conceded 57 goals in 35 Premier League matches, the 5th highest tally in the league, exposing a fragile backline particularly vulnerable to swift counterattacks. With 7 goals and 6 assists in just 23 appearances, Diallo has proven his ability to change games. He thrives in space, cutting in on his left or combining with teammates like Højlund or Bruno. Amorim's 3-4-3 gives him freedom to drift, isolating defenders like Udogie in one-on-one duels. We've seen it before. In the League Cup, Diallo scored despite being marked by Jed Spence instead of Udogie, showing he can exploit defensive lapses. But for him to shine, midfield support is crucial. Casemiro and Manuel Ugarte must control tempo and open channels for Amad to break into. Tottenham, even without James Maddison, still boast a solid centre-back pairing in Christian Romero and Mickey van de Ven, meaning Amad will need to be both clinical and composed. If United can harness Diallo's pace and creativity, he could be the difference maker, the one to end Spurs' recent dominance and deliver glory in Bilbao. But beyond the stats and tactics, Amad Diallo brings something equally vital to Manchester United: spirit. In a season filled with pressure, injuries, and uncertainty, Amad has been a spark in the dressing room, always smiling, always positive. A rare trait in a young player coming off a long injury layoff. He's not just connecting passes on the pitch, he's connecting generations in the squad, linking seasoned pros like Maguire and Bruno with young stars like Garnacho. His humility, his joy, and his energy radiate across training sessions, behind-the-scenes clips, and, most of all, in how his teammates celebrate with him. In a high-stakes season where every inch matters, That kind of spirit might just be the secret weapon. The same flair that lights up the right wing could also ignite the belief United needs to lift the Europa League trophy and book their ticket back to the Champions League.